Alright folks, what is going on? Back with another video, and today I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 because I feel like the Nintendo Switch 2 is not being talked about, and it will be out within the next 2 weeks or whatever. Nobody's talking about it. I was supposed to go live tonight, but the rain and the thunder and lightning out there, I don't want to risk it. Power go out while I'm live. That wouldn't be a pretty cool live, right? It'd be kind of terrible. So, but I did go live last night. Was playing some of this Doom 3 Dark Resurrection. You can go back and check that live stream out. It was actually pretty dope, and I plan on finishing it up. I got the whole playlist down, on the channel, so you can check it out from all the games I've been playing. Also, I have a new phone, and now this video looks so much better. I can see it from here. It looks better than it did on the tablet. So let's go ahead and get into this. Nobody's talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's about to be out like in a couple weeks. I think the main thing behind that is the way the Nintendo Direct was. The Nintendo Direct wasn't the best, and it ended up being something where people wanted the price to drop, and it kind of turned people off. So the hype is not really there. Yes, the pre-orders are there. The pre-orders are like bonkers based on the pre-orders are sold out, but I don't know what that really means. Does that mean that all the pre-orders in the store actually sold out, or sold out because they're low priced? A low amount. I've known some stores that may have less than 10 pre-orders per store, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it's going to look like, but it is a Nintendo product, so people want their hands on this stuff. But I do think that that's really the main reason why. Not too many people are really, enthusiastic about the Nintendo Switch 2 because of the pricing of the Nintendo Switch 2. Not just the console, but the accessories. Like, all the accessories went up like a couple of weeks after, everything was announced. And the games that are coming out, a lot of people are looking around like, I don't know if this is worth it. You look at Nintendo Mario Kart World, and you look at the next Donkey Kong game, and a couple other games that I saw that was pretty cool. But that's just what they are. They're pretty cool, but I don't know if they're $80 cool. I don't know if it's $70 cool. You got to understand, like, right now, the gaming landscape, I'm not going to say it's in a crisis or whatever, but something's going on with the gaming industry where people are not picking up these prices that these companies are putting down. They're just not. I mean, it's just something that nobody really wants to, deal with when they have other stuff going on. And what the CEO, I think, was it the CEO of 2K said about, you got to be a real gamer to get, that stuff doesn't sit well. So they gotta fix that. But that's another story. But in the end, it's like Nintendo, hopefully they tread lightly with this, and maybe because of the name, Nintendo may be able to weather the storm. But I don't know. And I don't want to get too far in the weeds when it comes to actually talking about down the road sales, because you just never know. The name itself could possibly, bring that, console, bring that console to high sales. But from where I look at it, to me, I feel like there's an issue with the chatter about the Nintendo Switch 2. Nobody talking. I haven't seen any videos on it lately. Maybe my algorithm's jacked up or something. But the people I normally look at on YouTube, they're not really talking about this console. People are like trying to find the best deal. They're looking at the Doom situation and trying to figure out why that's not selling. They're trying to figure out why Clair Obscur, why that sold pretty well. Why these $50 games are doing very well for the price point, and you have like what Nintendo's doing. Like the console itself, I don't think there's an issue with the console. I think the console is fine. But I think the issue is that the other things that are around it, the controller, the camera, the accessories, and all that, the price went up on all of those. And now we're looking at a situation where not only that people want, that they showed in the live streams, that people to drop the price of the consoles, they still got to deal with a higher price of the other things as well. And that doesn't bode very well at the end of the day, especially when people are starting to see that these games that aren't priced that high can be really good. And this is one thing I've been talking about a while back. Like, and the thing about Nintendo is that you have hardcore Nintendo fans, but what really put Nintendo over the hump is the casuals. Like casual people who want a Nintendo product. This is why the Wii was sold so well. This is in some cases why the Switch sold so well. Because a lot of people are casually gamers that don't want to be in front of a TV, and they can play with their handheld on their couch or in their bed, or while they're on the bus, or when they're, some people like while they're at their desk at work, they can play a game really quick, and it's a very convenient device. It's almost like having another phone, but that you could play games on. Are they willing to pay that $449 for that an enhanced version of that device? I don't know, but like I said, I don't want to get too far deep in the woods with the future sales of the console, but I do feel like the hype around this console is not the same as the Switch because of I guess kind of the goodwill that they lost with those Nintendo Directs. I don't think they did very well, and they didn't do themselves any favors. But nevertheless, I want to know your guys' thoughts. I don't have anything else extra to add to that. I just feel that Nintendo has to find a way to get this console into people's homes, and I think that there's somewhat of a shift when it comes to the price point of gaming. And I think that's the reason why nobody's really talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. It's supposed to drop in a couple of weeks. And I know that the pre-orders are like looking, I don't even know if the pre-orders are looking good. I just know that the pre-orders they're sold out. So we don't know what that really means if the pre-orders are actually on point with what you would think. But I just feel that you're probably dealing with the issue where the pre-orders are just that. Everything else after that is going to tell you a different story. But I just don't see the talk, and it's kind of alarming. But let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I was going to go live, but it's storming outside, or it's about to storm. I hear the thunder. Don't want to risk that. But I did get my phone back, so hopefully the quality of this video is absolutely amazing compared to what I had, earlier this week. And I'll definitely be back doing some more live streams as soon as possible. I just love the Doom series. I may just continue and do more Doom stuff on top of the other live streams I want to do. If you want to catch out that live stream, check out that live stream. This live stream is in my playlist, or you can also find it on the channel. It's not hard. It's the last upload that I really had. So hopefully you guys will check that out. I'm going to get up out of here. I got some things to do around here. Hopefully the rain don't knock out the power, or the storm don't knock out the power. And yeah, that won't be cool. But I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. I'm out. Peace.